Welcome to the Mainly Golf Show. I'm Jack Miller, joined by Marv and Tom Helliwell. We're here to look at the Players' Championship 2024, where I believe, Marv, Scottie Scheffler should win. Should we just end the podcast there?
He won last week, Twig. Don't have to back him again.
Don't have to format, Twig. What are you doing?
No, if to be honest, if I'll jump straight in. If anybody watched the pod last week, I don't know where the recording went. We tipped up Scotty last week. We lumped on
for the last 9 months, to be fair.
And we had it right off. So no, Twig. He's not my selection this week at all.
Marv, you're the golfer here. Explain to me how he can just do it, put on a putting performance like that last week, because we've been in for the last 4 weeks, and he's been tee to green. What was it? It's like 15 strokes gained tee to green on. Was it the rest of the field on tour? And like he's putting like -2.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
ridiculous. Oh, how does it just click like that?
Well, if I had watched any of the golf last weekend, I could have told you.
What were you doing? You don't have a life.
I was so sure that he was going to win. I didn't need to watch it. I just think
I'm Richie.
It's a new putter. It's just a little bit of confidence, isn't it? It could spark something, and it clearly did. He didn't just fall in; he ran away with the tournament. And
did you actually watch that last round?
No.
He was unreal. Like
so, it was
the massive sweat that was on. Did you watch it?
It was the Scotty of old putting.
Marv, you wouldn't like the comparison. It was Tiger-esque in terms of at the tricky holes, he'd give himself 30, 35 feet for birdie every hole, 2-putt move on. The 380, 400-yard par fours, he'd get it to like 12 feet, make a birdie, move on. And like, nobody got near him.
Well, that's it, cost management, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, look, if he goes out and wins this week, then fair play. But it's a tournament that has never had in its history a back-to-back winner.
Not even Tiger.
And I can't go against those stats. And there's only there's only six.
Good trend.
Only 6 multiple winners in history. And there's no active player that's in that 6.
Oh, can we guess them?
Sure. So I'll give you probably 5. 5 of them.
Well, Tiger's won.
Yeah, 5 of them have won twice. 1 of them has won 3 times.
How many times did Jack Nicklaus win it?
No, he's on the list.
Right. So twice.
3. So he's a 3.
There you go. Arnold Palmer?
No, I think.
Just guess the big boys.
Hal fucking Sutton or someone.
Funnily enough, Hal Sutton is on there.
Oh.
I remember my dad used to like Hal Sutton because he was quite serious, had a nice cap. Fucking Hal Sutton. But you know, as a kid, I used to play PGA Tour golf, and he was always like one of the main players. Him and Scott Verplank.
It was an actual golf.
How have I got that?
I remember.
I don't think Phil's got a good record in him. Am I right?
I'm not sure if he ever won it, but from the stats I've got, if he did, it'd been pre-2013.
I think he won it, but the thing with the players is almost like you said, the course management. You've got to be quite just patient, right? And just fairways and greens. Don't do anything too risky.
Yeah, I just don't think it's necessarily a horses for courses type course, to be honest.
He smashed up last year.
So he might, I think, Scotty's even if any player's got a decent record around there, I just think winning more than once it's never happened, is it? Sorry, back-to-back's never happened, but you just don't do it. So that's
you.
Well, it's how you look at stats. Is the stat going to continue, or is someone going to break the stat? So,
I mean, last week does seem like the perfect slim job. Like he just sucking us all in. You can put now. His irons are, Tiger-esque, and now he can put. And now everyone's going to back him. His numbers already crashed down from like 7s. And then he's just going to go back to putting like a twat and make us all
well, that's it. That'll be, if he puts 2 weeks together in a row, he doesn't have to win this week. But if he puts really well, then, I think that would prove that that's it. Last week wasn't just a one-off. And fair enough, but
what does he have to do, Marv, to get it? Like, I think he's elevated himself. He's now there's talk for a while, right? There's Ram and there's Rory and there's Scheffler seems like he's gone to a level above, and Ram's left, I know, and like Scheffler did a press conference today and he said, if you're unhappy with the field on tour, look at the guys who've left. Like you can't blame me for the fields we have now in the PGA Tour. Like I've done all I can. Like I play a lot of the lesser events. Like I just like playing golf, blah blah blah. What has he done to elevate? He's obviously not the way Tiger.
Well, the way I would look at it is, and if you use Tiger as the example,
I mean, you're wearing his hat.
then well, yeah, definitely. Tiger could win a golf tournament. He didn't even need an A game, a B game, a C game. Now, if you look at Scheffler contends, and he's not always got it. But when Scheffler is on it, he runs away with the tournament. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of effectively, apart from the odd Rory might do it, the odd tournament, somebody else might do it, but generally, you know, some like Brian Harman last year in the Open, he might have won it easily. But
how did Brian Harman win that Open championship?
Nothing since. So you could put that down as a one-off. Yeah. But I just think that yeah, when everything clicks for Scheffler, nobody else can stay with him.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that the top paying X finish bet for everyone over the last 2 years is Scheffler, and it's just by a long way. And you get even money on him top 10 nearly every week. Bit less now.
We keep saying that we should just keep backing rather than being greedy.
Like you just do that every week, and he's just there. Like you say, he's putting like one of the worst putters in the field, and he's still top 10 easily. Like it's just so consistent.
I do wonder if he's a no-brainer sort of back to lane running, that he will always be there or thereabouts. He might not convert, but you know he's not going to make a run after being out of the tournament like Rory seems to do. You know, he's always going to be thereabouts.
What tournament was it a few months ago when he had a massive run on the last round? I think he missed a birdie, but maybe 16, 17. We were looking for him to post his score. It wasn't the Genesis, it was before then. Anyway, it was about the fact that he was coming there, and it's just the fact when his name starts creeping the leaderboard, everyone else starts going, "Oh, fuck's sake, man! Fucking hell, he's there." And it's the same effect that
is that going to get edited out as well?
Edited out by who? You couldn't edit out a fart out of a bean factory. What are you talking about, man? But I mean, if you look at the market, right? We talk about no one cares about last week. Last week's fishing bit, but this week's market: Sheffield 11-2.
What?
Rory's 16-1 for the. I can't remember Rory being 16-1.
Yeah, Sheffield's crashed so much that everyone
10 years.
But I don't have any interest in Rory at 16s or 14s. Like,
what price would Rory have to be to back you? I know Marv wouldn't back him, mate.
Well,
I think I backed him for the. What's the one he'd always win?
Canadian.
No, it's on the. There was a major there a couple of years ago. Where did he win his first major?
He won that. 2010 US Open. Was it at? I think it was at. I want to say Congressional, but I can't remember what regular tournament maybe uses that course. I don't know if it maybe even Quail Hollow the tournament they sometimes.
Quail Hollow, that's the one. I think I backed him for that maybe 2-3 years ago, and he was about 10-1. And he's 600 after the first 9 holes. Hey, just fucking collect now. It's easy game. This. He ended up missing the placement. He finished like tied 8th. That's me done. It doesn't matter what price he is. I can't back him. I don't trust him. And you need to kind of be not necessarily have an emotional investment or at least connection. Like I think if I compare someone like Justin Thomas, I think golf means the world to him. I think he's trying really hard to get his A game back.
Yeah.
And if I back someone, I actually want them to win for them as well. I think if JT wins again on tour, he's had a shit 2 years, tried really hard. He got a wild card, didn't he, for the Ryder Cup? He was playing with speed. He wears his heart on his sleeve, blah blah blah. I'd be quite happy for Justin to win. Rory,
you see, looking at Rory's stats for that tournament when he won, his approach, his strokes gained approach. He was in the top Well, he was actually 6th. I just don't think Rory has got enough of a game that for touch purposes. Do you know what I mean? Around the greens or that 100 yards in, distance control. I just don't think his game. I think, look, one of the best drivers on the tour, fair enough. But when it comes down to playing it cute a bit, I just don't think he's going to be on it some weeks. But I just don't think his short game from wedging, particularly his wedges, are just not going to stop good enough.
But that's ridiculous, isn't it? For a man of his age, his experience.
Well, it's just
On that, I tell you somebody why I don't have the stats in front of me. Heck, you might have them. Max Homa seems to be somebody who has improved so much, and he's somebody that doesn't really get flustered on the course, right? If he does a bad shot or makes up, he goes, "Okay, never mind. We'll move on to the next hole." It's not a big deal. Whereas probably him 4 or 5 years ago, he would have been a bit more, emotive to that.
I know this is the not strictly a major competition. I suppose live golf.
Major, Marv.
I suppose the live golf players probably wish it would because then they get into
Dave Milner would have your trousers down, yeah.
But honestly, that statistic that Rory has between when Tiger won his US Open in 2008 and the Masters in 2019, the number of starts in majors in between, Rory has now exceeded that since his last major. It's an incredible stat. I've never heard anybody mention it.
Why do you hate Rory so much?
It's not I hate Rory. I just think that's an incredible statistic.
He's not going to sue you, Bob. You're fine. Don't worry. He doesn't give a shit who you are.
Honestly, I got nothing. Honestly, it's nothing against him.
Is it because he was talking to the next Tiger?
Not really. It's more just I don't think he's. I don't think he's. I want to say I don't think he's got the overall game.
Can I ask? Is it this? Do you think he's underachieved?
Well, yeah, probably slightly has.
He's not won a major in 10 years.
Yeah, you'd have to say yes.
That's insane, right?
Again,
he won a soft Open. I think it kind of this sounds like you were living with then, and I think I was all in Fowler that week, and I think Rory won an Open with like 16 under. Like how else an Open won at 16 under? Is it Royal St George's?
I
can't remember the year, but I think did Garcia maybe finish second, or Garcia played in the last
Fowler
round.
finished second again because the two of them were. I think Ricky got to like within 2, but could never get. Whenever he got near him, he'd find another bird.
I think. Look, when I know everyone says, when certain players on it, nobody.
2014, the Open Championship was Liverpool. There you go, it's close.
Yeah. Well, I just think
I was there. I should remember.
No, I just don't think Rory's got. I just think there's certain parts of the game that Rory just doesn't have.
Do you think he's weak mentally? You can say what you think. You're not a politician, but my right honourable friend suffers a little bit from.
I honestly think who isn't. Let's be honest. Up until 2009, Tiger wasn't. Then the whole
he got caught shagging, didn't he?
And the scandal.
Yeah, you said the scandal. He had a woman in every state.
He probably physically mental after that in his golf game.
I mean, he was physical. His wife chasing down the street with golf clubs, Marv. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Rory gets shit for not converting, but you've got to give him credit for always being there a lot of the time. There's a lot of golfers that don't content anywhere near. If you miss the cut, you don't get slagged off. Okay, you miss enough cuts.
But how does he get there? He's there like he's there on a 2 under after the weekend, and he shoots like 64, 64. He's tied fifth.
One that wins. It's okay. Yes, he should have won a major in the last decade, but
which one?
I don't know.
There's none that stand out where you think, oh, he should have won that one. Maybe the
no,
the Open that Cam Smith won. He probably should have won that. He played so conservative on the back nine, and Cam Smith just went birdie hunting. He shot 64 and easy game. But there's nothing you'd never say he was unlucky not to win that. Like he had like a 7-footer to win all the marbles.
I think he gets more shit than anyone else for contending and not converting. You get a lot of other good players up there that don't contend anywhere near as much, but they don't get the shit because they're not on the leaderboard on the final day, but not winning. Whereas Rory's there time after time, and just I don't know. Maybe it's being the chair of the PGA players or whatever, and he's on that pedestal of.
You see, to be honest,
people don't like it.
If you look at his when he won his majors, so
I still had hair.
Well, we all had far more hair back then. Far less.
Hep was skinny.
But if you think, right, okay, here's a question. So the 2011, 12, 13, and 14 season, right? There's 16 majors in that season. He played them all, and he won 4 of them. What was his best finish in all the other majors in those 4 years?
Apart from the 4 wins.
Apart from the 4 wins, there's only 2 of them were top 10s.
That's very broad, Marv.
So you've got 2 tied 8s, and then everything around that, you've got a tied 15th, tied 40th, tied 25th. If you think he has been far more consistent after his major wins,
that's true,
compared to when he won his majors, and so you could say that look, he did not necessarily fluke them, but it's just variance. Like, look, he got them in then. He's been 4th, tied second, third in the last, so many years. So, I think sometimes it's just worse that way sometimes. But would I? The
question was, what price would you back him at
for this week? Probably have to be at least 25s.
I mean, if you look at beyond Scheffler and Rory, 11-2, again, Rory's 16-1 with Paddy Power. You have Sander Schauffele, 20-1, just Thomas 20-1. Hep, Victor Hovland. Is he back after his Hep won a match bet with me with Ludwig Aberg. Aberg was actually due to miss the cut. Brian Hammond bogeyed 18. He got in and beat Hovland by like 2 shots.
Last round, 6-shot swing or whatever it was.
He was so
Never
good,
in doubt.
Honestly.
I would take the other side this week. I'd be backing Hovland above Ludwig.
Hovland 25. I've always thought Hovland's in my head ball striker. But when he won the Tour Championship, right? I think he shot 64 to win at East Lake. In my head, it's a similar type of course where you just don't think too clever.
If you could say, you could back Hovland here at 25s for the next 10 years, you'd take it.
Yeah.
But I just think he's probably just partied a bit too much after all the money he won last season. He hasn't played that much.
He played last week.
Just relax. Yeah, played last week.
Did you have it? Did you the tournament last year, Twig? That was he in a playoff eventually with somebody, or did he just have did he have a really good round? I want to say it's Jack's tournament.
Yeah, he won Memorial.
Was that it? And he was in contention with somebody. You might have even backed the other guy, and neither of us were keen on him. Hovland completing the deal, but he did, and then he just off the back of that, just.
I think I think he's pretty close when he gets there. I thought he was really unlucky in the. I think he would have won the Open had he not. He had that. He was playing really well, and then he had that horrible. Not a lip out. I think he had a bunker shot, and he ended up hitting it right and it into the. What do you call it when you hit it into the top of the bunker and it kind of got stuck there into the face of the bunker? Yeah, I think he made double. Brooks got up and down for his par. He birdied the next hole. That's only a 3-shot swing. And Brooks, again, another one of those guys who are quite clutch and quite killer in that course management rise. And this guy's now got to get. This guy's 2 shots behind me. He's not going to get past me. But he played really well that week. That was a US Open, right? But Victor just doesn't really get me. Victor played so well in the Ryder Cup this year, and he gets no headlines because. Everyone's talking about Rory. I think Rory won 3.5 points. I think Victor won 4. He just didn't really get the attention.
I think that's
Scandinavian.
That's what I was dubious of. Would he start converting his opportunities, and he did. Fair play.
I was always against him I always remember 3, 4, 5 years ago, the big 3 that came across. It was Hovland, Morikawa, and Bryson DeChambeau. Stuff these guys. Hot off the college circuit.
Matty Wolf.
Wolf, sorry, not Morikawa. I think
Not the
Morikawa came with
Shamrock.
Scheffler
No.
a few years before, but it's like who's going to win first? And they all won them. They all won within like 6 months or something stupid. And then obviously Bryson kicked on, and then Wolf was in contention a couple of times, but
Yeah.
Hovland was kind of ignored because of the success of the other two. But that's not his fault. It's just how he was portrayed in the media. But I think Hovland's 25-1 this week's very fair. If you look further down, and this is what I get from my dad, right? Patrick Cantlay 25-1. I can't I couldn't bring myself to cheer for Patrick Cantlay.
No, hate him.
Marv, what would you think? What do you think Cantlay's relationship's like with Jay Monahan?
– What's Cantlay's relationship like with most golfers?
It's not golf, is he? He's negotiated a great
Almost, yeah. I don't know. Without going back to the Ryder Cup, I thought that was the whole very. Let's be honest. Who books their wedding for? Was it the day after?
Exactly.
2 days after initially,
What?
yeah.
Like this is just crazy. It'd be like
it's like me telling Lorraine, like, I'm off to Cheltenham for the week with work. Anyway, do you want to go and get married on the Saturday?
And it's just yeah. It's just,
I mean, now I might as well, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go down with it all. But Paddy Ice isn't for you, no.
You can't back him. You can't root for that guy.
Well, Hep, what about a guy you've always been a fan of, Will Zalatoris? He played very well last week. He was 5 clear at one point in the third round.
I mean, he seems to be back like about a month ago. His first appearance off the injury was terrible. Maybe he had 2 weeks, but yeah, last few weeks really good, really strong from Will. I'm not picking him. Yeah, I don't know why. No real reason to go against the guy, but
okay. Well, we'll go to number 3, which is Marv's format selections and reason why. Marv, you've got 10 points to spend.
Yep.
Give us your back lane each way.
So I'll start with the lay, which I've already
Rory, innit?
hinted. No. The lay is the last week's winner that we all lumped on. We are rolling it up and laying.
Don't have a penny on.
Well, that's it. We can't prove it because someone deleted last week's pod. But so
what's going on?
Yeah, my lay is full bank lay Scottie Scheffler. I said the stats are against him.
I just think to show you this back. What a fucking idiot!
I can't go against that. I just think that look, never mind the price. But then if you look at the price and you think, you know, even as an each way proposition, you're breaking even if he places basically. So
what counts as a lay? What counts as a successful lay of Scottie Scheffler?
I just think he won't win. I just think he won't win. Oh, you see, as we said earlier, if he's even money for, you know, whatever place price, he's probably, you know, he's probably a banker finishing the top 10, top 7, top 8, whatever. But I can't have him this week. I just certain statistics I just can't avoid. And
6-1 to miss the cut, Marv. You getting in on that?
No. We know he'll be up there, and it wouldn't surprise me if his price goes short in running. But I'm sticking to my guns on the statistics, and I'll ride it until I fall off the cliff.
He won by 5 shots last year. I believe that was the second highest winning score.
Indeed,
he was pretty much in third gear in that last round.
Yep. Yeah. Well, look.
This week as well.
Okay.
And you're back.
So, well, I was thinking if what is he 11-2 to win? I'm going to say I start offering you 6s and 7s, and I might get a bit of action.
I suppose some of us did bet the 7s. You know what I mean? You've got to be quick in this game, Mark.
So the 2 selections.
They're scratching your balls on a Sunday night.
Look at those specials.
So yeah, 2 selections. They are similar price actually. We have just mentioned one. Now, I was quite keen on this tournament over the years being kind of a second shot golf course. I said you not necessarily manage your way around it, but You know, I just think it's very key to be. The strokes gained approach was big for me this week, and looking through the stats, I quite like Will Zalatoris as Hep's gone against. Don't know why.
Give me the sell
Regret
job.
that.
Give me the sales
And
pitch.
so Will Zalatoris and Shane Lowry both
I can see Lowry.
seem to be in form. Their history around Sawgrass isn't too bad. You know, nothing special. But again, on the basis that it's not. I don't believe it's a horses for courses track. Then those are the two. Shane looks to be slightly bigger price. So I will go.
Do you just like him because he's a larger man with a beard?
I'm to be honest, I probably like Shane Lowry less than Rory McIlroy.
Wow.
I
Why?
just think professional golfer, sort yourself out, mate. So I mean, come on.
You never like fat people, though, have you?
Wait, this is not
Even when
me
you were
and-
21
this is-
stone,
this
you
is
never
not
liked
me-
fat people.
This is not me and Hep sat in front of a computer at a desk, not getting any exercise,
Hey,
eating,
I didn't get mentioned there.
eating donuts, sitting in cold, shitty weather in the UK.
Yeah.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm out on playing golf and in Florida in the sun. Come on. Anyway, but
Yeah. He's got two nice kids. Wife's hot. Like, yeah.
But look,
Drink Guinness.
he probably seems a decent enough guy, but you just want to not take him to
You do realize he's from like he goes and visits, so he's like from down the road from where my missus is from, and he goes visits like the local pubs there and like just puts money behind the bath people.
Oh, yeah, look, he seems very
You just don't like him because he's fat.
But I know, it just never warmed to him. Just never
Because he's
warmed to
fat.
him.
What are the reasons?
No, I just never warmed to him.
But why?
I just think his person. I just think when he won,
His personality, what? He's jovial. He's Irish.
No.
He's jolly. He's got a nice beard.
He won. As I remember,
it's the highlight of his life.
He won the Irish Open.
Yeah, as an amateur. Yeah.
And I just think he seemed to come across as a bit bigger, bigger than his boots early on. And I just think sometimes, earn it first.
I mean, you were highly touted as a teenager, Marvin. You didn't earn it.
At what?
You were you and Jack Piercy were the kings of Bradley Park, were you not?
No.
I'm just outed him again.
So
I said Marv. Say his name.
Yeah, you just dropped someone else in it. There we go. So
Jack Piercy's still alive.
If he's watching, I think he actually lives in Minneapolis now. He moved to America.
No, fair play to him.
So again, nothing.
He's very likely to watch this. So yeah.
Well, you never know what you leave on social media 10 years later, do you?
Fucking don't I know it.
So just never warmed to Shane Lowry. Not personally against him, just not for me. So, but I do think this week that he's got a chance. So Shane Lowry, 2 points each way. Will Zalatoris, 3 points each way. Those are my selections. Not over confident on either, but they're going. I think they'll be, the place money potential. So I'm happy with that. But massively, Scottie Scheffler, no chance in hell he wins this week.
I can't wait. I can't wait when Chef wins on the snap. Like, he's going to be there. He opens up on Sunday, like maybe level, maybe 2 shots behind. Scheffler starts birdie, par birdie. Start the car.
Look, I'll tell you now. That Gary Lineker has got nothing on me. So if Scheffler wins this week, I'll do next week's pod in my pants. How's that?
We'll have like 4 viewers. Do you want to like reduce it to 3? Oh.
Well, seeing as though that they'll only be able to see my head, then it won't really matter, will it? But,
how about if Scheffler wins, you'll shave your head?
If who wins?
If Scheffler wins, you shave your head.
I'm on Scheffler.
No, you, Marv.
All right, Marv shaves it. I'll go to Huddersfield and shave it.
Yeah, but then what little hair I do have might never grow back ever again.
Yeah, exactly. It happens, Marv. Yeah, like.
Yeah. You need a hat twig. So
I've got a heart. I don't look. I'm not ashamed of being bald. It's
I just,
what it is.
yeah. Look, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it.
Hey, back lane each way. Mouth's spoken enough.
All right, well, my first one, Tom Hoge.
You can mute me now if you want.
As Marv alluded to, this course is mainly approach. It doesn't driving distance doesn't really matter. Driving accuracy and approach. And the laziest thing to do for anyone that's like picking golf is look at who was leading the tournament in approach last week and sucked at putting. And that's exactly what Tom Hoge did, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. So, API first in shots gains approach. Tom
What the
Hoge.
fuck? What are these shots gains approach? What are you talking about?
It's the shot gain metric. You know all the you know
Just such
this.
a golf nerd. How do you not
First,
make
Tom
money on
Hoge,
golf? You know all the stats.
8.1 shots gained on approach last week. Second was Connors with 6. He was 2 shots ahead of everybody else.
Corey Connors has got no short game, was it?
The week before at Honda, Hoge was 9th, gained 4.5. Mr. Mexico at Genesis, he was first again, 6.8. At Waste Management, he was 16, but still gained nearly 4 shots on approach. Driving accuracy last week, he was 12th. And at
You're boring the audience. Get to the point, man. Just Hoge, yeah.
Tom Hoge. You got to have some analysis, right?
We don't. I'm falling asleep. Just take your pick. Come on. 2 points and 66 to 1, Hoge, yes.
Well, I didn't do points, but Tom Hoge is the first one.
You got 10 points that we discussed this. You got 10 points to spend.
Yeah.
You're in a supermarket, you got £10. How many donuts are you going to buy? How many bags of crisps? How many beers?
Second one's Burns. Form coming into it means a big thing here. Last 5
He's been pushed out as well. He's out to 40s.
Yeah, 30th, 10th, 3rd, 10th, 6th, 35th last year. Hoge was 3rd last year here. Those two, ball striking, form coming into it. Split up the points however you want. Hoge at 66s, Burns at 4s. Like them both. Top 10, 6s for Hoge, top 10. Nearly 3 to 1 for top 20. Burns 2 to 1 for a top 20. All looks good.
Hoge was what? He was tied 4th entering, tied 8th entering the last round, then finishing tied. The final round 70. Condition really bad. I think I packed Tyrrell each way, didn't I? And I was cheering him on, thinking just grab a place. Somehow he finished tied 2nd. 2 seconds of his own, like, hey, take it. And I think maybe Max Homa. Yeah, balls to you guys. I'm sorry, just 5 points each way. Scheffler, look at Marv. What a wanker. Look at him. He spent 3 hours learning how to use these avatars and stuff, rather than actually spending time on far more actually productive methods of social media. 5 points each way, Scheffler, 11 to 2. Just to spite Marv. You can speak now, Marv.
Yeah, he's still muted.
I understood the rules. We had to pick 2 golfers.
Did we?
I mean, spend the points how you want.
All right, yeah. All right, 4.5 points each way on Scottie Scheffler at 11 to 2. 0.5. Look at this. How is Eric Van Rooyen being backed? Give me a price. Van Rooyen ends up in the water at 17.
He'll probably end up in the war on every single hole. But
Van Rooyen loves to drink more than Hep at a free bar.
To be fair, he does look to have improved. Like the last month, he does seem to have leveled up a bit.
Yeah, I felt bought forgive him after he
the
he
war's
got
everywhere.
Kuchar in November. Anyway, 4.5 points each way, Scheffler, and 0.5 points each way on. Okay, we'll go.
Just go against Heps. What was the all there?
I want to go with Sam Burns. I can't follow Hep.
I didn't go for the lay. I didn't say the lay, but my lay was going to be Homa, which I know Twig liked. So I wanted
Max Homa, not 28 to
on Homa because I fancy Homa to miss the cut 5 to 2.
This week my lay would be Xander. I think Xander's he's a bit. I don't know. I think he's a bit of a crossroads. He was one of those people that talked to us going to live, didn't take the money. I think he's good mates with DJ, Bryce, and a few of the other boys there. And he's kind of, him and like Patrick Cantley are good mates out there. And he's kind of been bogged down by all the stuff behind the scenes, which he doesn't want to be involved with. But it's like when your mate pulls you into a fight and you go, hey, but I'm going back to like Benidorm, stag do. Like, I don't want to be involved in this fight, lads. What's going on here? I just want to go home, go and hide in a bar somewhere. Hep flirt
Just want beer,
himself
yeah.
out so he doesn't incriminate himself.
No,
What fight?
It was Sam Gaston. Was it Sam Gaston? Oh my god! Yeah, and his brother ended up in hospital. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, Xander for me, 22-1. I think he'll miss the cut this week. I like Xander as well. I think he's a good player. He's a proper ball striker. But Scheffler wins this week without question. And Max Homa will give you a good run for your money at 28-1.
why? What do you see in Homa? I don't see it.
So in my head, maybe this is like I've been guided again. My dad used to have a ridiculous record in this race in this tournament. I don't know why or how. He would just, and like Marv, we used to speak this. My dad would just find winners.
Unbelievable. He was.
We just unreal methods. Like he just keep it really simple. Like Matt Kuchar, he finds a lot of fairways, finds a lot of greens. He's the man I want to back around here. Yeah, but Kuchar's shit. He's got no ball. No. 80-1. He'll do me. He'll get a place. I get 20-1 for that. He's not going to win though, is he? Yeah, he's talking shit. Or he'd back like he liked Ricky Fowler. Plays the game with a smile on his face. Doesn't get too blah blah blah. He's back Fowler a lot. Homer, in my head, he's the exact type of. I don't think he'll win a major, but this will be his version of major. But I think Homer, he's got a good shot. He's not got a great short game. His ball striking quite good, and he will.
Not last week. It wasn't all point.
Right.
His approach to the green, strokes gained approach to the green, 71st at the moment.
It's March. He's played like 5 tournaments.
It's not against, because if you look at 2022,
he had a very busy year last year because he got to the FedEx Cup, all by whatever playoffs. He played in the Ryder Cup for the first time. He had a very busy year, so this time he gave himself time off. He's warming to it, a bit like Hovland. So he's fine.
As I said, I think 2022 when Cam Smith won, I don't believe his strokes gained approach was great, but he was number 1 in putting, so you can overcome it.
Maybe I'm just biased. Like, I don't remember Cam Smith winning this tournament.
No, I said that when you were away. I was like, I don't have any memory
like,
of it.
Genuinely. I mean, at the time, I was so sleep deprived and life was just tough, right? The boy had been out of hospital like 2.5 months. I was struggling with life, but I don't remember at all Cam Smith winning a Players' Championship. I vaguely remember Casey being in contention. I remember thinking, Paul Casey cannot win a tournament like this. He
went in that divot, didn't he? Wasn't that this tournament?
But I have literally no recollection of any of this. I said this to man. I said this to man in the week. She goes, "You need therapy. You really do." It's the same between even the last 6 months of 2020. I've got no memory of it. It's bizarre. But we've all got trauma.
Yeah.
But yes, Scheffler and Homa for me, and Schauffele will be the lay.
I've got another lay, but I don't think it's interesting enough. But Todd, I think, is going to have a shamble. He's
been very well backed up.
Even money to miss the cut, finished T6 last week, but it was all put in. It's all been put in for the last 3 weeks. He's lost an approach and off the tee for the last 3 weeks. Take Brandon Todd against in any matchup or miss the cut he can get. The guy is not doing well this week. With
you do realize if people doing it watching this, you're going to be the nerd of the group.
Yeah, that's been my life. That's what I'm ready for. I spent like 2 hours.
That's why I'm rich and have a big house in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I spent like 2 hours putting these numbers together. I'm going to say
basically, you've got no charisma to back it up, Marv.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyone you like in the hundreds, long shots? See, Nick Taylor's out there again, and Matthew Pavon.
Taylor. I can't forgive him. I've tried. Who did he beat in the playoff? And I backed against him.
Fleetwood in Canadian. Right?
Who did he beat?
Fleetwood of the Canadian.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, because Fleetwood didn't Fleetwood. Didn't feel like we need a power on the last
I
to
think
win by
he
one.
went at it at the par 5, 16 or 17. He went at it in 2 and found the water. He made 5 or 6, and yeah, he should have won that tournament. He's still never won on like away from the TP World Tour. He hasn't won in America yet. Chris Kirk is 100 to 1. I think Chris Kirk is a very big price.
Yeah, it's a good price.
He's very consistent. He's in my head, right, the type of guy who wins a Players Championship. He's again a little bit more experienced, and he's 30. In my head, like 8-10 year pro, steady away, nothing spectacular, but puts the ball in the right place. And he is that type of guy.
To 100s after 2 bad weeks, but being like 20 to 1.
Yeah.
Until then.
Chris Kirk 100 to 1, 3 figures too big. Keegan Bradley as well, 100 to 1 with Bet Victor. Corliss 55's quite short, but Keegan Bradley's another one in my head, the type of player that wins this event.
Certainly made a bit of a comeback, hasn't he, Bradley, in the last year or so.
But he was like severely depressed, and like I think he was just on the sauce a lot, blah blah blah. Found Christ again, as they all do. But he's married, 4 kids. I think he whenever they go away like for a big tournament, he just rents like a big Airbnb for like 8 people, and then just gets some of the other guys fairly for free just to keep him occupied. So he doesn't end up on the piss somewhere, which is great. It just ends up playing table tennis or FIFA, which is, fair play to him.
I remember Keegan Bradley because he won the 2011 PGA, I believe. You always seem to remember the tournaments that you had a bet.
You like Keegan? You backed him, 80 to 1.
Yeah.
He's best mates with Mickelson at the time.
He made a mess of the back 9 early in the back 9, and Jason Duffner was left in the lead by 3-4 shots, and it was pretty much game over. I think Bradley might have finished, and basically Duffner dropped. He might have dropped 3 or 4 shots in the last 4 holes, and literally threw it away. And then Bradley beat him in a playoff. It was one crazy.
Bradley always does this like celebration. Yeah. What do you reckon, Ricky Fowler, 140 to 1? Is that too big?
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not, because I suppose it was a while ago since he last won there.
Towards the end of last year, he started playing really well.
He did, and I think he won for the first time, didn't he? I can't remember which tournament it was.
I want to say he won what used to be known as the Honda. I could be wrong there.
I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, it was one. It won for the first in a few years. So don't know what his recent form is this season like, but.
Well, some of them haven't done any research. Fucking
I didn't necessarily expect him to comment on Ricky Fowler. Or was it 140 to 1?
He won the Rocket Mortgage last year.
Well, used to be the Quicken Loans.
Something like that. Yeah.
I remember he. I think he held a birdie putt on the 18th for about 20 foot to win by 1, because it was looking like a playoff. Which I can't remember who it was. Again, the only reason I remember that, I think I had a few quid on Ricky Fowler.
He was too good to Marv. Anyway, for me, 10 points, stick it all on Scheffler. Marv, your 10 points are going on?
2 points each way, Shane Lowry, and 3 points each way, Will Zalatoris.
He hates Shane Lowry, but I'll be cheering him on Sunday. Hep and your money's going.
Hate is a very strong word.
Yeah, heard you the first time.
Just get warm.
Hoge and Burns, but realistically, just Scheffler. Scheffler's going to.
Tom Hoge, Sam Burns, but Scottie Scheffler will win back-to-back renewals of the Players' Championship this week. I've been Jack Milner, he's been Marv, and he's been Hep, and we'll see you all.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.